Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here. My name is Valerine. In this video, we will be calculating how much fabric you will need to make a fitted sheet. That is, if you are buying fabric that's double width or sheeting fabric. Now, I do have a video on the channel which shows you how to calculate fabric when you have a fabric that you really want to use but it's not wide enough. So I will link that video for you so you can check it out. Now I have a little diagram on the board here and I also have some measurements. So let's just go ahead and go through the measurements that I have here. I have the width, which is, by the way, we're using a queen mattress for our subject in this video lesson. So we have 63 inches for the width and we have 79 inches for the length. The 8 inches is for the depth of the mattress. Here we have the return, which is 6 inches. The return, right? So the fabric goes down the side of the mattress and then under. That's why we say return. And then we also have a double hem, which is 1 inch. Now we need to establish the total width and the total length of fabric that we will need. So let's go ahead and start with the width. The width of the mattress is 63 inches. Now we have the return, which is 8 inches. We will add 8 inches for the left side of the mattress and 8 inches for the right side of the mattress. Therefore, we will multiply 8 by 2, which is 16. Let's go ahead and add that. That's 79 inches. Then we have the return. The return also will be on both sides, right? So it's 2 times 6, which is 12 inches. That's 91 inches so far. The last thing we have is the double hem. Now the hem is to for you to string your elastic through to complete your fitted sheet. Generally, you do not need more than an inch of pocket to do that. However, we need to make a double hem. So we'll have to multiply the 1 inch by 2, which is 2 inches. So we add that here and we have 93 inches. So our width is 93 inches. Our length, the same thing that we did for our width, we will need to do for the length. So we need to add all these increments for the length. So we'll go ahead and 79 inches plus 16, and that is because we need to account for the fabric at the head of the bed and the fabric at the foot of the bed. The 79 inches is just on the top part of the mattress, right? So that's 16, so that's 9 and 1 10 and 5 15, 7 and 1 8 and 1 9. That's 95 inches plus the 12 inches here. That's 107 inches. I'll just put the 107 up here because we don't have enough space down there. And then we'll have to add the 2 inches. That's 109 inches of fabric for the length and 93 inches of fabric for the width. Our next step is to go ahead and calculate how many yards of fabric we will need. Now, if you're using double or sheeting fabric, then usually it's over 100 inches wide. 118 or 120 inches wide. So that will cover for both the length and the width of the mattress. However, what you need to do is to decide if you are using the width of the fabric for your length, or you're just using it, and that would be called railroad. You're railroading the fabric, which you turns the width to the length and the length to the width. If you're using it straight up width for the width, then we go ahead and divide the length by 36 inches. And that is how we get how many yards of fabric we will need. So that's 109 divided by 36 equals 3.03. So that's let's just write this here. 109 divided by 36. That's 3.03 yards of fabric, right? So you could round that up to 3.5. You could round it up to 3.5 yards of fabric. So you will have enough fabric to be able to make some pillowcases, okay? However, if you want to save yourself some money and the fabric is not one that is unstable, you can go ahead and use your width for your length, and then you will save some money and save on the amount of fabric you will need. So then you would divide the 93 inches by 36, and that's just 2.58 yards of fabric. You could buy 2.6 yards of fabric, and there you save yourself some money. So just decide exactly which direction you want to go. I'm going to show you the best way to measure for a successful DIY flat sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to draw a rectangle, and this rectangle will represent the top, just the top of the bed, right? No drops, just the top from corner to corner. And we are going to go ahead and measure the length and the width. Now there's a trick for measuring the length of your flat sheet. Let's just put this over here. And the trick is, you need to make sure when you are measuring, you have your pillow on the bed. Why, you may ask? Because sometimes we do put our pillows under the flat sheet and tuck the sheet in, right? And if you don't measure with the pillow on the bed, then your sheet is not gonna be long enough, right? So we take our measuring tape, either a plastic tape or a cloth tape, a fabric tape, not a rigid tape, right? Because we need to curl it, right? So we are gonna go ahead and just go right down to the top of the mattress. Then we're gonna take our tape and we are gonna tuck it under. Now you can tuck it under for 6 inches, whatever is comfortable for you to do. And then we're gonna go ahead and stretch the tape out, go all the way to the end of the mattress. Now we're not going down, we're still on top. And here I have 96 inches, right? So let's go ahead and write our 96 inches. Length, 96 inches. Now, before we go on to the rest of what we need for the length, let's do the width. We're gonna put width over here. For the width of the bed, we don't need to concern ourselves with the pillow. We will simply measure from the edge of the mattress over here across to the other edge, and for me it is 61 inches. Now the next thing we need to do is measure the drop. The drop is from the edge of the mattress here all the way down to wherever you want your sheet to be. So for me, let's go 20 inches, right? Now you can put it all the way to the floor if that is what you desire. So what we'll do is, for the width, we'll take 20 inches and multiply that by 2. And we multiply by 2 because we have 2 sides, right? And so it's going to be 61 inches plus 40 inches. That's 101 inches. Now the drop for the sides will be the same for the foot of the bed and the head of the bed. So we'll go ahead and take our 40 inches here and we will add it to the 96 inches for the length. That's 136 inches. The last thing we need to add to our measurements are the increments for a double hem. Now a 1-inch double hem on your flat sheet is good enough, right? Now if you have a 1-inch double hem, it means you're going to have to fold over once, fold over twice. So that's 2 inches. So we'll have 2 inches for the left, 2 inches for the right. That's 4 inches we'll need to add to our width. So that's 105 inches. We'll add the same thing to our length. We'll add 4 inches. That's 6 and 4, 10. That's 140 inches, right? So we have added all the measurements we need to add for our length and our width. We started out with this being the top of the bed, but let's go ahead now and make this into the panel of fabric that you will need to make your flat sheet, and that is width 105 inches and length 140 inches. And I should say that we're doing this for a queen bed. However, you would do the same thing for a double bed, a full bed, a single bed, whatever size bed you have. It's the same process. I hope this is helpful. I do have videos on the channel that shows you how you can join fabric panels just to make sure it doesn't look like you had to join them, but it looks like more like a design. Apart from that, you can always get double width fabric. Most double width fabric can go up to 118 inches wide, right? So yeah, that's it, my friend. Now let's go ahead and calculate how much fabric we will need for your queen pillowcase. Now you can use this same calculation to do for your king pillowcase or your double pillowcase or even your throw cushions. All you need to do is to adjust your measurements accordingly. Okay, so in the top diagrams we are showing a finished pillowcase. I separated the panels, the front from the back, okay, just for clarity. However, I have here the finished length and the finished width of a queen pillowcase. Now wherever you see FL in fabric calculations, it means finished length. FW means finished width. Okay, so our finished length for our queen pillowcase is 30 inches. Our finished width is 20 inches, and it is finished with a double hem at the opening. Okay, now we use a double hem. I'll show you a double hem. All a double hem is you fold once and then you fold twice. Okay, so you have here a double hem. You generally use a double hem to get rid of this unfinished edge here. Okay, you can use a single hem, but your finished piece will not look as tailored. So preferably a double hem is good or is better, and also a double hem of 2 inches for a queen pillowcase is good, because 2 inches will be pretty proportionate to the 30 inches for that queen pillowcase that you are making. Okay, so let's move on from our finished lengths and widths of our pillowcase to our cut length and width, because that's what we need in order to do our fabric calculation. Okay, so our cut width will be 20 inches, which is our finished width, plus our seam allowances on both sides. Now we have seam allowances on the front panel, we have seam allowances on the back panel. Whatever we do to the front panel, we do to the back panel. So we have 1/2 inch for the one side, 1/2 inch for the other side, which is 1 inch for your seam allowances, 20 inches for your finish width, so that's 21 inches for your cut width. So that is how much fabric you're cutting in order to be able to stitch and get your finished pillow at the right size. Okay, so that's 21 inches plus 21 inches, your cut width. 21 inches plus 21 inches equal 42 inches. So the width, overall width that we will need for our pillowcase is 42 inches. Now generally decorative fabrics are 54 inches or more. Okay, so if we have 42 inches for our overall width, it means that the 54-inch fabric we have would have already covered our 42 inches. Okay, so let's not concern ourselves with our cut length. Now our cut length is 34.5 inches for one pillowcase, that is. There are 36 inches in a yard of fabric, which means that 1 yard of fabric covers one pillowcase, because our cut length is 34.5 inches. However, generally we have 2 or more pillows, right? So let's calculate how many yards of fabric we will need for 2 pillowcases. What we do is we take our 34.5 inches here, we multiply by 2 because we need 2 pillowcases, and we get 69 inches. When we go to the store, we're buying fabric in yards, not inches. So in order to find out how many yards we will need, we will take this 69 inches and we will divide by 36 inches, because there are 36 inches in 1 yard of fabric. So 69 divided by 36 equals 1.91. We round up, so we have 2 yards of fabric. Always round up when you're measuring for fabric, never round down, because you don't want to run short of fabric. It's better to have excess than to have too little. So we will need 2 yards of fabric to make 2 pillowcases for our queen bed. If you need 4 pillowcases, then go ahead and multiply 34.5 by 4 and then divide by 36. because the answer we get here will be in inches, but we need yards. When we need yards, we divide by 36 because there are 36 inches in 1 yard of fabric. Thank you so much for being here. I surely do hope you enjoy this short lesson and you have learned something. Drop it in the comments and let me know. Also, like and share, because if you find this useful, then maybe somebody else will find it useful. Hope to see you again soon.